Goal with your table to complete assignment. This is Module 4.1.2 of Healthcare Analytics with Steve Parenti as your instructor. So, in this module, we're going to then talk about what it is you're going to be doing for the table to fill out with the SAS programming and or R programming that might be committing to. So let's switch over to this table shell here. And this is actually the same program that you have downloaded before, just to make sure we're all on the same page to recall where we are. We're should be right here. Or maybe not. Let's see where we are. Okay. So in terms of modules, again, we're in Module 4. So we are basically using the tools that are here. You're going to be doing a different structured query. You're going to be actually hitting the same spreadsheet that you did similar to week 3. The spreadsheet that you're taking from is this table shell analytics that you're hopefully customized to be your own in terms of giving in the values of what you need to do for week 3. So like I said, week 3, 4, and 5, and then also 7 are going to be really pretty similar in terms of the structure. Once you get sort of growing pains of 3, the rest of them should be pretty straightforward. So let's go to the table. What you're going to be doing in this module is measuring patient risk. And again, we're using our 5 USA synth populations. We're focused on 2015, the most recent year we have available. This shows us our different areas. Again, you're going to be putting in the counts as well as the percentage of each of these populations. And then where we have the boxes that are here, those are going to be the fields in the SAQ, the structured analytic queries that you need to be filling in. So as our core metrics that we're going to be focused on, you really have 2 sets here. One is the major diagnostic clusters. These are basically groups of ICD diagnosis codes. I showed you a little bit of that in the previous video. So this means you have 1 of these major categories, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5 to 7, or 8 plus. Obviously, the more you have, the sicker you are. And then we have these, the adjusted diagnostic group, the ADGs. They're very specific. There's a total of 34 that are available. We have ADG 6, ADG 10, 11, 22, 23, 24, 25. We'll explain in the next video a little bit more about these adjusted diagnostic groups and how they're used with the ACG software, as that is our, if you will, our review article to use for week 4. So to generate this table, therefore, we will then be using the same tools that we had previously, which, let's see if we bring them up back here, are in SAS Studio. So we'll be signing on to the same space for here. I'm signing into my ID. That would be the same thing that you would be doing. Not signing on as the instructor, but signing on as someone who's using the information, given that you've been given access to the database. Let that come up for a little bit. Almost there. And so you can see here's the week 4 prototype program. In the next videos, I'll show you how to, again, to customize this your own. Right now, if you run it, it'll say that you can't find that particular library. There's a reason for that, obviously. But we have, again, the sort of initial programs, week 3, week 4, 5, 7, to run. Again, to draw your attention to, these are the diagnostic categories here that focus on these different areas. So if you go to an ICD-9 book, you will find these particular components. Another space for it too, by the way, if you're just sort of curious, like, well, where all these codes are and where are they all listed? In the course website, if you go to the resources page, let's go to the home to find this. Give a little bit more intuition, or at least let you, if you look at this, under, I believe it's under course materials, should be. Yes, the ICD-9 diagnosis spreadsheet. So let's just open this up super quick. If you want to, this is, now granted you can get the same thing for ICD-10, though ICD-10 is International Classification of Diseases version 10 versus 9. 10 is a lot bigger. But you can see this is exactly where these codes are. They're up to 5 digits. So just to give you some frame, if we go back to our programming, just find that super quick here. SAS Studio. So let's just say diseases of the nervous system, 320 to 389. Like, what's the intuition? What does that 320 to 389 mean? If you go to the spreadsheet that we just pulled up, which should be right here, you will see, just scroll down to where basically the first digit starts with a 3. There we go. Starting 3-2, bacterial meningitis, all sorts of meningitis, it affects your nervous system. Let's see what else. Intracranial mass, cerebral degenerative disease, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, all largely neurological disorders, and these will in effect map to what we're going to see here up to 389. And then starting in essentially 390, we get to diseases of the circulatory system. So let's just take a quick look. We'll scroll here, look for that break between 3.8 and 3.9. Just to give you a little bit of intuition. And then we get to 3.9. She's a little bit more specific than that. And should be pretty close. There we go. 3. There you go. Starting right there. So we go from hearing loss, otherwise specified. Essentially, these are still all neurological conditions, and then boom, now we have rheumatic fever, acute rheumatoid, rheumatic pericard, and it goes on and on. So that's just to give you some flavor of what actually goes on in this program. So again, to return to the spreadsheet, what you will be doing is essentially running the program, getting the populations for this, filling it out for your states. Again, you will customize and put in your data seed that you have available to you, whatever states. Again, for the example here, I'm focused on Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland, and then from there you can complete the rest of the week's assignments. This concludes this module on understanding your spreadsheet and what data you're going to be entering in to complete the 4th module for this class.